Welcome to the Tavern at the End of the Internet, where we talk about the internet as a community, an industry, and any other news that floats through our doors. Come take a seat. My name's James.
And my name's Reese.
So we've got a lot of new people in the mix in the scene of the internet today. A few people leaving the mix. Some people sticking around in the mix. The sticky mix.
I watched just some internet guards just forcibly take someone out before. It was actually really brutal.
Yeah, and honestly, I don't know who's paying those guys anymore. I think they're just hanging around.
It's just internet money, man. It's just, you've just got to, it's like a, when you run a bucket through water and hope fish get in it. I think that's how they get paid. They're paid in buckets and hope that they fill it with cash.
Just, yeah, they fish through the pockets of people as they kick them out the door.
Just that's where scammers are. The scammers are both like people that get the money and also force people out of the internet.
Wait, the guards are the scammers?
But of course.
Oh, well, you know what? That actually does sound about right. But we'll get to that later. First, talking about YouTube, the big kings of scam artistry. This appears to be a story of... I don't know where I was segueing with that.
I'd say natural success. Because that's what it's turned out to be. It's not turned out to be some hoax where YouTube has ridiculously given somebody something that's not fair. It's turned out to just be a perfect storm.
And we are, of course, talking about Janelle Eliana?
Oh, yeah. Janelle Eliana. The girl who spells the name with an E instead of an A.
Where would you put an A? Janelle?
Janelle. That's how it normally is. And then they shorten it to Jan.
Oh, right. Yes, she appeared on she's had an account on YouTube for a couple of months, but she made a video about 4 weeks ago and then made another video, and she's gained over 1 million subs, just pushing on 1.5 million subs, just off 2 videos by filming her van.
It's van life. It's Vanta. Absolute Vanta.
How long have you been sitting on that one?
Oh, God, I've been waiting so long to say it.
Yeah, it's one of these weird ones where it feels like there should be more to it. For anyone that doesn't know how the YouTube scene works, 1 million subs is a hefty milestone.
That's like, I'd say, like, you're at the bottom of the big boys when you hit 1 mil. Yeah,
when you hit 1 million, you're officially like a borderline your own business at that point.
Yeah, you're indicted into the stonecutters.
Yeah, and in this case, she just breezed through it. What takes people their entire careers on YouTube to achieve, she just breezed.
She just came onto the scene, busted through the doors, and she's like, "Sup, bitches, I made it."
Her and a pet snake, Alfredo, which is a great snake name.
Get it for Snake Etty, Alfredo?
Was that actually the joke?
I swore I've heard that before. If I haven't, and I'm just making that up, it's mine. Don't steal that. Or if you do, credit me.
Please, with the 1.5 mil subs, please credit us.
Yes.
Yeah, and a lot of people, I think, due to the skeptical nature that is the internet, they are just thinking it's too good to be true, and there must be some suspicious controversy behind the scenes.
Something strange. Yeah, well, I mean, look, there's a very big thing on the internet that I've been taught from the dawn of my use. If anything on the internet seems to be too good to be true, it probably is.
Yeah, people are assuming that she has help behind the scenes from YouTube. I mean, YouTube's definitely been helping her at the moment.
Yeah, definitely been pushing her up in that recommended.
But it looks like she just had a perfect storm of success, and apparently van life and like living out of a van is very trendy at the moment.
Yeah, small houses or sort of cheap living. Any way you can live independently but also very cheap is super popular right now.
I remember a few years ago it was living out of shipping crates and stuff. I remember that was quite the hipster thing to do.
I know somebody who's built their entire house out of shipping crates.
Oh man, in Canberra?
No, it's just out of Canberra at a place called Windelama.
Oh man, I cannot imagine how cold those things would get, considering how insulated that is.
Well, it's funny. Like, they've built it so that they've basically put artificial walls around it. It's effectively feels like they've,
That's just a shed. Oh, I guess
it's effectively just a shed. But the way that they got there was by getting shipping containers put next to each other, and then they just put artificial walls and a false ceiling after like putting two on top of each other and then like sort of cutting them out to make one mega shipping container.
Yeah,
it was kind of cool.
I feel like every not dystopian future movie, but all the ones where there's mega slums always have that kind of. Have you seen those movies where it's shipping crates all stacked on top of each other? Yeah, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I definitely think it's
Cyberpunk 2020.
Yeah, and I've always seen that kind of stuff and thought, ooh, wouldn't that be cool? Having all your stuff hanging off the ceiling and super minimal space. And then I realized that the kind of wind and cold we get through here, that poor shipping container is going to get beaten the hell up.
Oh, actually, you want to know what the worst part about that shipping container was? The power came from a wind turbine, a mini turbine that was on the roof. And the problem is, when it turns, it generates a minor tone because it's vibrating, which then proceeds to echo through the entirety of the shipping container house.
Yeah,
which I
some of those
ones
cool in theory, in practice. And
yeah, good in theory, shithouse in practice.
Shithouse in practice and literally.
And a literal shithouse. Imagine making a house out of portaloos. That'd be a shithouse.
That'd be the literal shits. I mean, and now's the time to do it. If this van life thing can boost old Janelle up to 1.5 off 2 vids, and can you imagine what a shithouse bloody living would get you?
I feel like that's a video idea that somebody should take up and make a parody out of.
Yeah, I mean, you got a bit of a Mr. Beast budget. I'm sure you can. I mean, how much would it cost to? Oh, you wouldn't even be able to rent them because you're gonna have to, weld them together.
Yeah, cut the sides off and make sure. Actually, you could buy them brand new, so they haven't been shit in yet. But
that requires just ruins the authenticity.
Oh God. Oh. Hey, honey, what's up? I made my pillow out of this stuff I found in the basement.
Yeah, you could make a little stove in one of the dunnies, and the other one is like your computer seat.
I mean, you'll have a never-ending supply of natural methane, so everything will smell.
I was assuming you'd clean it out, but no, let's just assume you.
That's why when you said the authenticity, I thought you meant keeping it in there.
I mean, that would be very authentic.
Ugh. But
if you don't live in a used bog, then you're not a real
toilet liver.
Yeah.
But I think, look, going off a bit off topic, but honestly, when I look at Janelle's caravan, not even a caravan, it's just a van that she's kitted out to live in. She shows that this life of hers that she's living is super enjoyable and something that looks really fun.
Okay, so she's also, I mean, it's kind of like Instagram. I mean, she is an Instagram model as well, but it's one of those ones where you're looking at it from an outsider's perspective and you're going, oh, yes, I can't imagine what would be wrong. She hasn't elaborated on how she achieves most of her stuff. I mean, her second video was, how does she have a shower? And the answer was, I go to the local gym and have a shower there. Like, there's a lot of stuff that's yet to be kind of explained.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's always stuff like that when you're living on the run, like...
On the run.
Sorry, on the go.
Makes it sound like she's a felon.
On the go. No, but like, there's always stuff like that that's not explained. But I guess when you see somebody who's well dressed or well kept, and they have, like, for instance, a pet that lives well, you have to assume. Oh, like, I think my biggest question after all of the stuff when you see them living well is, where's the income from? Obviously, now with YouTube being like million plus subscribers and several million views, there's a chunk of money. But
yeah, she does have a job that she hasn't explained,
which you'd have to be doing something that you can be on the run, like, unless you're being an area manager or something. I can't see a reason to be traveling around all the time.
Well, depends. If you're not paying like landowners tax, then you're just saving a lot of money on rent.
Well, you're right. Until you park somewhere accidentally one night and the cops rock up and they're like, "Hey, you sleeping in there?"
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure she's been doing it for 2 years. I'm sure she's figured that out by now. Yeah, well, you'd hope so.
Could you imagine if, like, the death of her channel comes from someone stumbling across it, and it's just like, you're under arrest?
That's a real concern, isn't it? That if she makes videos, people can tell what area she's in, then yeah, like, this isn't a situation where she's a YouTuber in her house. No, literally, people could just knock on her.
Yeah,
like,
if they find the van, they know what they're looking for. Like, yeah, you're not just sitting in a room with a camera on you, hoping to never expose your address or your phone number or anything. You're literally showing your house, and what the exact thing people can find. Like, that's a big security risk to an extent.
But I guess we'll just have to see the growth of her channel.
Well,
But
here's
also,
to hoping that
man,
no one's douchey enough to do that.
The internet. I wouldn't put it past them. But yeah, speaking of like income, she's making 10-minute videos at, I mean, this is all just like YouTube SEO that people probably don't care about, but she's got long form content with high retention, and it's like advertiser friendly.
Yeah,
And
family friendly style content.
Yeah, and none of it's going to get copyrighted because it's just her. Oh my god, I can't imagine how much money she would make out of those two alone. She wouldn't be monetized yet, but Jesus.
Well, it depends on how quick that we know that she's over 4,000 subscribers, clearly, because she's at 1 million. And, 4,000 hours of watch time, if people are watching most of that from the get-go, like, you're going to smash that really
she undeniably qualifies for that, well and truly.
Oh, yeah, for sure right now. But it's actually something even more sincere than that. I like the content.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I was going into it skeptical because I don't watch vlog content, but no, it is surprisingly, it's like for what I assume is very low budget out of a van, the production quality is fantastic.
It's insane. And I'll be first to say, if I see something like The Block or House Rules or anything to do with renovating houses or selling houses, I lose interest immediately. Like, I'll watch it to see if there's anything cool, but if I don't have somebody cool to watch it with, I'm never going to watch that on my own. And then to see this girl rock up in front of me in my recommended feed, show me a video about making a house out of a van, and then to tell me that she's living life well, doing something that I could never imagine, I'm just waiting to click back in when I see the next video pop up in my, recommendeds.
Did you sub?
I have subbed, yes.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah, I went full hog, man.
Full hog. We've gone completely off topic here. Basically, people are suspicious of some kind of undercover conspiracy that YouTube has been boosting her along in subs, which honestly, like, from a outsider's perspective, I could totally understand. That was my first thought. It's so strange for any channel with such a small amount of content just appearing on the scene. When you look into it, though, apparently she had about 10k Instagram followers, which is a great little springboard for any channel.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, that's 10,000. That's a number that I don't think I've seen in my combined ever on social media.
Yeah, and so already she's got that springboard. She's got perfectly like appealing to everyone content, plus it's advertiser friendly. I think this is just a perfect storm of the algorithm that's got it to where it is. I don't think there's a conspiracy. I can totally understand why people would think that, but I don't think that's the case.
Yeah, I totally get you. I'm sort of at a point where I like to think of myself not as like a great judge of content, but I like to think of myself as a cynical asshole, so I only watch what I want to watch. And typically if I see any sort of long form vlog content that isn't by somebody who, like, don't get me wrong, I don't mind it if it's someone like Casey Neistat or somebody that I'm used to. That's cool. But somebody who's new, out of nowhere, seemingly having a gimmick like, i.e. a giant van that I'm turning into a house, I've never expected to turn that around, watch it and think, wow, I'm looking forward to the next one.
Yeah, and that's just down to personality and stuff.
Oh, of course. It's. I'm not sitting there saying, everybody needs to watch this. Ah! No, I mean, like, it's good. But it's sort of, the reason why everybody was so, I guess, cynical of it was because of the rapper talking to Susan Wojcicki about her, about the whole, we're going to boost you.
Which is one of the littles. I don't remember which little.
Yeah, one of the lil rappers, which
lil mumble rappers. Yeah, she just said like, we will get you in front of people.
Yeah, exactly. We'll boost you. She's like, how many subs have you got? And he said the amount, and she's like, we need to get you more. We need to boost you. We're gonna get you famous.
Which seems like I don't know that people are like, look, this is evidence that YouTube is rigging the algorithm. Which I get that, but I don't think that she meant it that way. I think she just meant, we're going to make sure that
Yeah.
I mean, promoting a channel is not criminal. They promote channels all the time for random reasons.
Yeah, of course. Especially more sort of just like, it's this flavor of the month. Here's a channel that really envelops that.
Like remember the speaking of this like perfect storm of algorithm. Remember the 1,000-degree knife through what I forget what the video was. 1,000-degree knife through like negative 1,000-degree knife. Whatever that video was. That was another one where that was just recommended to everyone. It was the perfect storm of what people were watching, what people were clicking. It was advertiser friendly, and just it was everywhere. And I think this is just another case, but instead of it being a video, it's a channel that's being perfect storm.
Yeah, exactly. Well, this lady's released two videos in relatively quick succession, and they both fit the mark for what's family friendly, what does YouTube want to promote, and what people are enjoying watching. And it's just, she's done well. She's hit the mark smack bang in the middle.
And these people that are skeptical, they're conspiracy theorists, cynics and conspiracy theorists that are kind of a recurring theme in the entirety of today's episode. With our next topic, which we all know and love, is Belle Delphine back at it. Well, not back at it again, I guess.
Not back at it. Full stop. Ever at this point, or at least in her main form of content. Sorry, James. You
well,
go.
Is it her main?
Well, yeah. Instagram for sure was her main.
Yeah. We missed that part. Belle Delphine, 4.5 million followers, I think, on Instagram, has been banned.
Yeah.
Now,
straight up gone.
This is one of those ones where, I mean, just like the story before, people may be thinking, okay, what'd she do? Did she break the rules? Well, no.
Yeah, technically, no, she has
no
not.
With a question mark. I mean, she was making, I mean, guess softcore pornography, but it wasn't rule breaking. You know, more than if anyone's seen Kim Kardashian's bloody ass holding up a champagne glass.
Yeah,
they know that, okay, Instagram's willing to let something slide if it doesn't break the rules. I mean, looking back on that picture for comparisons, like, Kim K was completely nude in that picture. I think Belle was probably playing it safer than usual because she knew that she was, in hot water, like, or in a risky situation. But nevertheless, despite not breaking any rules, I mean, as foggy as they are, she finally got her account banned with 4.5 million followers.
It's okay. Like there's sort of a thing about retailers, or wholesalers, or in this case, if you count Instagram as the wholesaler, they're the person that supply people with the goods. The retailer in this case is Belle Delphine. She's the one that's supplying, like, to the masses like us. Instagram is not doing anything inherently. They're just providing the platform for creators to put out their goods on, and then we go to the creator, i.e. the retailer, and buy from them and watch their stuff. If you are earning enough or spending enough money, there is a good chance for most times, unless you really do bad and don't want to be seen in sort of like a social aspect, most companies will forgive you or let you off for a lot of things you've done wrong.
Oh, yeah, and like we've seen that all over the internet. The more following you have, the more likely you can get away with stuff.
That's right. And that's why with Belle Delphine, with 4.5 million, like 4.5 million followers, that is huge. That is just almost not unheard of, but it's massive for somebody in like the gaming community. Now, granted, yes, as we said, there was sort of softcore pornography, but it wasn't that softcore. There were no private areas exposed. It was always clothed. It was just I was going to say sexual, but it's not. It's suggestive, and it's
it's sexually suggestive. Believe it or not,
very much so. I was going to say sexual, but it wasn't outright sexual.
But yeah, she intentionally played within the rules.
Yeah, she pushed it. She was right leaning on that boundary. She was, teetering on the edge, going, maybe I will, maybe I won't.
And more importantly, when you say teetering on the edge, nobody can point to a picture that says, this is the one. She didn't post something and everyone went, okay, she's gone too far this time, and then she disappeared. No, it was like just one day after doing this sexually suggestive thing for months, years, whatever the hell. Now it's a problem. Instagram even went as far as to send people the message that says, oh, your report has gone through, this person's account has been removed. Yeah. Which makes me feel like they've done that to scapegoat, despite it being a manual choice. Yeah. In my opinion.
I agree. Because, unfortunately, when it comes down to it, any sort of any sort of decision made about getting rid of someone's account falls at the end of the day, on the main host, i.e. this... Why am I saying i.e.? Anyway, Instagram this time. Facebook other
It's
times.
IG, not IE.
Yeah, EG. IE is another name of EG is exampled.
No, I said... Anyway.
Oh, did you say EG? I'm so sorry. I'm just deaf.
No, I said IG.
IG. Oh, IG. I get it now. Okay, sorry. Yeah, so in this case, Instagram are the ones who pulled the trigger. YouTube passed, Twitter passed, Facebook passed. All those people have done it, and there's one person who has to say yes. There's no bot yet.
Listen, does she have a YouTube?
She does. She has a YouTube and a Twitter.
I mean, Twitter has no rules against that kind of stuff, so I think I don't care. But
she does have a YouTube, but YouTube, once again, has that same sort of thing. You can be suggestive, but you'll just get an age restriction. But as long as you're not showing nudity or pornography in general, like, sort of sexual acts, you're not going to get banned. You can show suggestive stuff. You'll just get age limited, make no money, and, like, obviously only people who are 18 or older can watch it.
Yeah, and if you want to know a really crazy cherry on the top of this cake, is that there are a bunch of fan accounts. I mean, in this case, the fan account is literally slightly different spellings of her name and then re-uploading her images just so you can collect those likes and stuff. I don't know why Instagram is fine with that, but they are. Those accounts are still up. So literally the same images of this person in all the same sexually suggestive poses and clothing, they're okay.
Yeah.
But the main account has been banned. That has got to be a manual decision, for sure.
For sure. And it makes me wonder where that takes Instagram, because, like, with everything in the sort of modern social atmosphere, with this girl expressing how she wants to, not breaking the rules, not being super over the top. Oh, sorry, she was over the top, but not against the rules.
Within the rules, yeah.
Yeah, within, like, I think that's just, like, the biggest part. She hasn't broken a rule that we know of yet. So for her to be banned, we don't actually have an official reason yet.
Yeah, and she's given us complete radio silence over Twitter as well, which is helpful.
Yeah, radio silence doesn't help a lot. Now, look, obviously when you see this sort of stuff, my biggest thought that always pops up, it originally came from Chad, Anything for Views, when he got banned on Twitch.
For dropping the almighty N-bomb.
Yeah, regardless, like, this isn't about why he got banned. The reason, or the thing is that he did get banned. He broke the rules, and in this case, we can assume that Belle Delphine, in theory, broke the rules. Whatever it may be, she broke them. And that means that their income source has just, poof, gone. And,
not in this case for her, but
not exactly right. But what I'm trying to say is that, like, and Chad, don't get me wrong, he resorted to YouTube, which there's his income again. But the thing is that I often think of, bang, these guys now have just lost their job effectively out of one thing gone. Sure. And that's just, when I see radio silence, it makes me think, like, God damn, I'd be silent too. I just lost my job out of nowhere.
If I lost my job instantly, I think I would be making a pretty loud noise, personally.
Well, especially if you were wrongly let go.
Absolutely. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe she did do something wrong, and that's why I don't know. At this point, we just have this account with millions of followers deleted.
Yeah.
Breaking no more rules than 95% of other celebrities. Like, there's so many celebrities out there with incredibly scandalous pictures that are no worse than Belle's. And then we are hearing nothing. I mean, all that Instagram has said is a rule violation. It's like, well, great.
Well, actually, no, the rule violation has been confirmed by Instagram.
As pornography or nudity. But they haven't pointed to what, or if it's just, like, in general. They're just like, her attitude is nudity. Get it out of here.
Yeah, God, she smiled.
She wasn't smiling.
No, she was looking at me with those eyes, and goddamn.
Was she looking at you or at her bloody own forehead?
Me. It was me. I need this.
She was me personally. I spent enough on her Patreon. It must be me.
Belle Delphine, send me your bath water. I need more of it.
Yeah, some people actually, not accusing, but they assume that it might be the bath water that's put her in the hot water, you know? Like, apparently that's not so much brought negative press, but they're like, oh, we don't want this on our Instagram.
Look, I can be totally fair. At the end of the day, it comes down to you're at a private company, and their discretion is what happens. It's in their terms and conditions. Everything that occurs is to their discretion. If they don't like something, or if you're misrepresenting the company, they can turn around and do whatever you want to you. And that's spooky, don't get me wrong. But at the same time, it's like, you can't tell if you're going to do something that's going to piss them off.
Yeah, I've always been, despite how much it sucks, I've always been fully, not annoyed, but when people go online, they go, why was I banned from Twitch? All I was doing was showing the occasional nipple. It's like, because the rules say you can't do that. This is your boss, right? Like, if your boss walks in on you and you're doing something that they say don't do, or if they just say something where they're like, wow, that's offensive as hell, it's like they're paying you. They can decide not to pay you. In this case, Instagram says, hey, we're not a platform for porn. Don't bring that here. Belle Delphine was like, okay, well, I will not do that. I'll do close to that and we'll see how we go. And, eventually they just decided, well, you're not representing our brand. We don't like you as an employee. Vamos, get out of here. I wouldn't be surprised if this gets overturned. Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, look, it's actually... How long has she been banned for now? About a week?
I don't know. But yeah, like it's probably going on that, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's quite a while for somebody to not have a rectification process already sort of in the works, I guess. Because if you think of... Actually, hang on, humor me. What is Instagram's income stream? Is it just?
I was wondering that myself when you were saying that she lost her job. I was thinking, well, her income's through Patreon. I don't know if she makes a cent through Instagram.
Well, that's I mean, that's why that's why the big spook of Instagram removing likes in Australia has really spooked people now, because the only people that paid them were the people that allowed them to be influencers. So if that's the case, damn. But that being said,
I don't know. I mean, it doesn't sound like it. And I think I said the exact same thing last episode. Was I don't consider Instagram a very viable form of occupation, if that's what you consider in the first place. So the fact that she's been removed from Instagram, she has lost ages of work, right? Like tons of work. And honestly, that's where she would collect most of her followers, right? Her Patreon supporters must come from somewhere. Most of them would be Instagram. That's going to hurt her business. But that's not like it was her job, was Instagram, you know?
Yeah. Honestly, I thought when you started that bit, I thought you were just going to start with, so that proves me right.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Look, if your occupation involves taking photos for Instagram, just keep in mind that Instagram's the same people that own Facebook, and those guys are nutso.
Oh yeah. Have you actually? This is just completely off topic for just a moment, but have you seen the advertisement for the documentary about the people that do the content critiquing and like the actual checking of reports around it all?
For Facebook, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, we see X, Y, and Z every day, and it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, this stuff is on par with the police that have to go through evidence. They've seen some terrible, terrible things. Facebook doesn't exactly facilitate that, but they
still got to see it.
They still got to see it. Yeah, they've been through some rough stuff.
Like, I've heard one of my mates, his dad has been on cases and stuff, and he's seen hours and hours of stuff that just leave you wondering how people can do that sort of stuff. Everything from people dying to child abuse, but he has to watch it all to know what he can convict the person of.
Yeah, it's needed for cases. But I mean, there's also other places that have this kind of stuff. If you're looking for animal cruelty, there's also Twitch that supplies that.
Oh, yeah, I get.
What?
Big time off. I can't believe it. You've done all the segues today. We didn't get a jarring one where it's like, speaking of killings, Twitch.
No, look, just for defamation's sake, don't go to Twitch looking for animal cruelty.
Well, I mean, you don't.
I mean,
but it's there.
I mean, I'm not going to say it's there, but it is. So a creator by the name of Alinity, so her name is Natalia Mogolin? Anyway,
Mogolin, yeah.
Alinity Divine, which isn't the most stripper name I've ever heard, has been in yet more hot water after just a series of hot water for just yeeting her cat over her shoulder midstream.
That was literally the description of it too, yeeting it.
I think it's a pretty good description because she didn't throw it. she didn't place it, but basically she's playing a video game, her cat walks across her keyboard, and she grabs it and just yeet over her shoulder.
Throws it over her shoulder. It's...
And it's, and basically, long story short, we've got the entirety of the internet screeching, going, holy crap, you can't just treat animals like that. They're pulling up other videos of her treating the cats poorly, and she was banned, as you'd expect, for 1 day, as you wouldn't expect.
Which, that opens up an entirely different kettle of fish, but to give it a little bit more sort of deep level on the whole sort of thing that she's done things that you just wouldn't expect a normal person to do, like offering her cat vodka to sniff and lick it, which the cat...
Okay,
you could see...
Did you watch that video?
Yes.
That is not... I think you're being pretty generous there. See, I think that if somebody's going to... Like, if you offer a cat, like, a sip of your drink,
yeah,
and the cat licks it, look, that is dumb of you to offer, but... vodka, yeah. That's something you offer, but she, in this case, she literally, like spat it into the cat's mouth.
Actually,
Like,
she did, didn't she? Yeah.
When you word it like that, which is literally what the video is, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, and it reminds me of that weird kind of schoolyard pack mentality, which, sort of sitting there, the whole idea of, it's like, you won't do it, and it's almost like she's got a perpetual you won't do it playing in her ear, so whenever she sees a cat or something on stream while she's got all these viewers, what can I do to do something that's going to be crazy funny for all my people watching? Oh, let me spit vodka on my cat. Oh, let me yeet it over my shoulder. Like,
I think the vodka thing was dumb. I don't know if the throwing the cat over the shoulder was so intentional. I think that seemed real. Like there's a decision made for the views, and then there's a decision which seems like them.
Oh yeah, that seems like something. Like the way that it happened, regardless, like she's still in the heat of the moment, just had the cat, and she's like, "Get this thing off me!" Throws it over her shoulder. No care for what was behind her. Nothing. Luckily, the cat did land on the ground, and it is okay.
And
however,
that's worth mentioning. Is that anyone that's owned a cat knows that. Yes, those things, I'm... Just disclaimer, I'm not condoning, but you can throw a cat. Right? That sounds terrible.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, cats are not designed, but they land on their feet. They are made to be dexterous and not injure themselves from stuff like that. But it can hurt them. And most importantly, it's about, not so much the promoting, but how she just throws it, get this out of my way. That's kind of like the...
Yeah,
I'm wording that terribly. You know what I mean, right?
No,
Cats
you're
can
exactly
be
right.
thrown without being injured. It doesn't mean you should then just huck it over your shoulder,
Yeah. There was no care for it, though. That was the bit that angered me the most when I saw it. It pissed me off because she's just taken the cat, thrown it, and there wasn't even a look back to see if the cat was okay. Granted, there was no noise, but still, she just moved it. And, there was not a care given. The cat just was gone.
Yeah, it wasn't, onto a bed either. It was just behind her. This was, pretty interesting. PETA, the protection of...
Yeah, the People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals.
That's the one.
PETA, Ethics Dead, man.
They made a tweet, right? Which is, PETA is all about that.
All about the activism.
Angering people online. That's for the word, right? And they made a tweet saying, take a stand for cats and please remove Alinity from Twitch, where they're adding at the stuff. She is using the platform to post animal abuse, which sends a dangerous message to anyone watching her videos. Cats are not props to abuse for more views. Now, surprisingly, for PETA, people actually agree with them for once. They've been this is like teaming up with the bad guy towards the end.
It's like when the school bully, you have to side with the school bully because an even bigger bully got into the school. You sort of have to side with them, being like, yeah, they didn't do anything wrong this time. It was George, not Bob.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend situation has to be pretty strong for people to actually agree with PETA for once.
It was kind of funny though. I don't know about you, but as I read through the tweet, I was like, yeah, okay. When they got to the props and bit, I was like,
okay. Yeah. So the abuse from reviews, I feel like that's another thing that's happened here is people are just combing through all of her, literally every time she's interacted with the cats and looking for something they can call abuse. Like, down to the part where I saw one where she tried to climb the cat tower. The cat tower fell over and the cat fell off it, right? Yep. And they're going, look at this woman catapulting this innocent creature. And it's like, no, the cat hopped off the tower as it fell. This is no crime. Just muddying the water.
Yeah, that's right. And like, I guess, yeah, when something big happens, it's like if you stack everything under the Alinity is an animal abuser sort of pigeonhole and you stuff everything in there, eventually it just gets way too full because there's so much stuff to see there, when in reality the real shit that happens, not calling her an animal abuser, but the things that have happened that people are trying to label her that, are stuffed right at the back. And at the front of it, all you're finding is this shit like, oh, she was a dumbass and climbed a cat tower, rather than, she actually threw her cat over her shoulder.
Straight up muddying of the water. Just completely
that was exactly right.
Stuff.
The way you said that was great. But I think when you sort of look back at it, Alinity has been well known, like for the sentence, "Can we copy strike PewDiePie?" That was sort of where her quote unquote infamy of outside of Twitch came from. And she's been well known because of a lot of the dastardly deeds she's done over the years. And I remember once she came out and did this big tweet about how it's like, people stop reporting me to the Immigration Commission in Canada and stuff like that, because publicly in a stream, she talked about how she married a dude to get a Canadian citizenship and then divorced him.
Oh my god, can you stop opening all these cans of worms as you're going? You're like, there's this time she did this thing against PewDiePie.
Well, it all wraps up neatly. It all wraps up neatly.
Okay.
So she did all that, and she granted that was the only sentence. It was like, in her strange accent, she was like, oh, I married him and then I divorced him. And it's like, okay, cool, no worries. That's a dick move. Don't know if you actually divorced him because you weren't happy, or if you just did it to commit marriage fraud to get a citizenship.
Which I think people pointed out,
and that's why she
actually defunct things. But yeah, anyway.
And that's why she did that sort of stuff. And then that was a big topic that PewDiePie did in his video, to sort of be like, she is a complete hypocrite. Her trying to get me for, criticizing her. She deserves the criticism. And then that wraps up to here saying like, well, clearly she does deserve the criticism. She hasn't thought about her actions, and, they kind of got to bite in the ass eventually.
Okay, and here we go. Time for me to crack open my can of worms.
Ooh, I'm ready. That's a good can of worms. How do they taste?
Yeah, let me just... Mm-hmm. No, that tastes awful. Anyway, the conspiracy, because that's kind of the theme of today, is that she has dirt on Twitch staff. That is actually the conspiracy at the moment.
Yeah.
The fact that she has avoided controversy for situations... It's not even... For anyone that kind of gets the scheme of Twitch, they really aren't that great at communicating bans, right? For example, our very first episode of eTav was about Dr. Disrespect.
Yes, yeah.
We were like, oh my god, he's literally committed a crime. Let's see where this goes. And then just a misc amount of time, which wasn't the 1 day ban, because they usually do a 1 day or a 30 day, I think is the other one, or like a 10 day. No, it's just a misc amount of time. He came back into streaming. No explanation.
Yeah, so not a radio silence from Twitch on anything. Yeah,
so what people are assuming is that she must have some kind of leverage or some kind of reason that she hasn't just been cut. 30-day bans are common on Twitch.
Yeah.
She did something that dragged negative press to their platform. That is what all of these social media networks hate the most. With YouTube.
Course. Yeah.
If you want YouTube to act, you need to threaten their platform first. People were like, what the fuck? Twitch. As in Twitch as in the company and the platform, and that you guys, what are you doing by allowing this? That should spur action from anyone. But instead,
it
slap on the
sparked an entire thing of the adpocalypse.
Exactly, right? Like, you cause a complete overhaul of a website on one end, but then Twitch... oh my god, I completely forgot the other crazy thing. I don't even know if you know this. So, the Alinity yeets a cat, right? She gets banned, and it's it's pretty funny, right? Because it's always fun to poke, laugh and point at the bad guys of the internet. So people start doing their own things during their stream or like making Twitter videos where they're getting like fluffy toys and stuff and pretending to throw it over their shoulders. Do you know about this?
I don't know about that, no.
So basically they'll be pretending to stream and then they'll, put a toy on the table and they go, oh my God, get off the keyboard. And they throw it behind them. Yeah. There's people like suplexing these toys and punting them and, like elbow dropping them and stuff. All fun and games. Some of those people have been banned from Twitch.
Oh my God.
Because of that. Alinity is unbanned for throwing a cat over her shoulder. People parodying it because they realize it's wrong, parodying it with, plushies and stuff. They're getting banned. I'm sure it's just a slap on the wrist one day. I hope it's not more than that. Mm-hmm. But if you look through, people are actually getting hit when she was the crim here, Like, it's just bizarre.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Like, I don't understand it. Look, if she has dirt on the Twitch staff and that's her entire thing that she's holding back on them with, like, There's no way that's it. There's got to be something more than that. And look, Twitch has been well known to bias more towards one type of streamer than another. I'm not going to go into detail, but that is something I don't think is actually at play here. But, or at least if it is, this is super messed up. But you know what's interesting is, on top of that though, I don't know if you saw it, and I doubt you would have, and I hate that nearly every single one of these podcast episodes has his name in it, but Keemstar... Keem actually tweeted out about how he knows the dirt on the Twitch staff that apparently Alinity has.
Do you want the follow-up news about that tweet?
Oh my God, I just saw the tweet. I didn't see a follow-up to it.
He deleted it.
I was so ready for Keem to be the lesser of two evils here. Oh, that makes me so sad. Oh God, he's just a dick then. Damn it. Okay. In that case... maybe there is no dirt on staff. I'm not actually sure. Look, Alinity, for sure, has got something that's stopping her from being banned. And whether we like it or not, that is going to allow her to almost evade the rules until she does something so heinous that...
Heinous?
Yeah. Well, I mean, what would you like to say? So drastic, so bad? Bad's probably the better word. But heinous, it's a crime! She's a conspirator to Twitch crime.
But is it, just to clarify, so you are a conspiracy
theorist?
My God, my brain is still working. Let me have some more of this can of worms.
Cool. Well, regardless of which, I personally, and this doesn't apply to James or the podcast in general, or maybe half of it, I don't know. I subscribe to the idea that there must be some dirt or something that somebody has to not get banned after doing something that's so dickish that they need to be banned.
So yeah, you believe in the conspiracy that she has dirt.
Whether she has dirt or otherwise, I feel like there's something there because I can't see them heavily biasing towards this type of streamer than otherwise. Like when you're doing something so wrong, you're bringing such negative light to your platform.
An absolute kingpin of chaos and disorder and rule breaking and just utter train wreck of a stream. That's not very nice.
That's totally
but
good. It's a train wreck of a stream.
An absolute drama center.
Yeah, and you're drawing bad light or negative light to the platform you're using and treating it as if it doesn't matter. I honestly do believe that there has to be something there that's stopping this from affecting her negatively, because all it seems to have done so far is nothing. She still streams. She still makes a living.
Despite my strong dislike, I will actually read this Keem tweet because it just cracks me up. Just knowing how what's a good word for it? Like, just how cocksure he is. Every time he gets information, he just doesn't fact check it. He just runs in guns blazing.
Yeah, it's like, I got this, look at me!
Yeah, it's over. Yeah,
it's over for you.
He says, I got information and video proof of Alinity flirting and kissing 3 Twitch staffs, which are either married or dating. This is the dirt she has on them that the staffs Is that correct? Anyway, the staffs don't want people to know. We'll be making a video later on today with the 6 videos given to me.
What?
So that's deleted. That tweet is now deleted. Now, that sounds like a touch of defamation if you ask me. But the point is, if he's deleted it, I'm assuming he's realized that he's a moron, right?
Yeah, for sure.
But you're still a theorist? Well, a conspiracy theorist?
I didn't know that he actually dropped the diss. Or not the diss, sorry, the details. I thought at this point in time it was still just I have the details, I'll drop them soon. I didn't actually know that he put it out. But...
Oh, yeah, no, that tweet was not up for long.
Okay, because I sort of feel like... obviously, the video never got made either. But if he's legitimately thinking he had that, and all he was doing was trying to scare Twitch, but like into banning her, but it's kind of like holding a plastic knife up to somebody with it's not serrated. It's just not even sharp. It's just a little bit of plastic, and it's like, I'll cut you. And eventually people will be like, what? Why? What are you going to do with that? Like, it's not going to do anything. And I feel like that's exactly what Keem's just done here. By deleting that, like the tweet with all the names and stuff, or the things.
That is the worst power play, is posting a threatening tweet and then deleting it.
It just, all it does is takes all the power away. You've just completely destroyed any and all belief of anybody who thinks you had the right answer, or the ability to, destroy the bad person. Like, you can't do anything now. He's completely just torn apart everybody's hope, including my own, of this.
I'm afraid your theory lies in dust. I do agree. I think there's a reason that she hasn't been banned, because it doesn't make sense how she's survived, but I don't think it's through dirt on Twitch. That doesn't make sense.
Conspirator,
at least in my
opinion.
That's
the word.
Conspirator.
Yeah.
Conspirator! That's my favorite Pokemon.
Yeah, I do feel like there's something there. Like, and I don't want to put it dirt, and that's kind of what I was trying to get at before. It wasn't necessarily the being held up in the conspiracy of the dirt, just more the fact that there's got to be something. There needs to be something that's allowing her to not get banned.
But is that just you being an optimist, hoping that Twitch isn't as stupid and scummy as they've proven in the past?
Yeah, and honestly, like, if this does come out, that YouTube, what am I saying? Sorry, not YouTube. Twitch is being this scummy and leaning towards this path they went down years ago, or at least I think it was actually about 2 years ago now. They're going to get completely drawn through the mud should it come out.
Absolutely. I think that if there was evidence that Alinity had been flirting with staff who are already married, shock horror, that would be embarrassing. Now, if they had been banning people for making parodies of the fact that they were trying to cover it up, yeah, you got yourself this is a problem. This is like a situation which is going to be a bit more than embarrassing. It's like you're actually actively fighting. I don't think that's the case. I think it's got to be something else or something more. It just doesn't seem to add up. I think we're being not pessimistic, optimistic to hope there's more than that. I think that Twitch just wants to clean their hands of this, and every mention of it, they're just like, get it away from me.
Yeah,
that's, and having Alinity banned counts as having it's an admitting of, like, don't get me wrong, this happened, but if she's banned, it's them admitting that she has done something wrong. If they just slap her on the wrist and carry on, they can go, okay, well, it wasn't a big deal. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
carry on.
Just hope that it burns itself out, and then
which it will. Welcome to the internet. Like, people just we're cycling through bloody controversies so fast, we had to cover 3 today. Like, no one's gonna care about Alinity next episode. You guys can call us on that next episode if we're talking about anything besides the fact that there's footage of Alinity whipping dogs in the street. I don't think anyone's gonna care about this by like 3 days.
Could you actually imagine that, like, next episode, if it's like, all right, guys, first story, Alinity's banned.
Yep. First story, Alinity's banned. Sorry to Belle Delphine's unbanned. Sorry for the chick in the van has just been running people over. Like, yeah, everything's gone haywire.
Turns out she'd been botting all of her subs.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the internet is that kind of place where things can happen so fast that people are hardly paying attention to any drama. And I think Twitch, honestly, in this case, if they just go, okay, let's just push this out the door. People don't care about stuff in a week. And, like, it's almost wiser to give a very small nod. Yes, that was a fuck up. Now carry on.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh my god, speaking of things on the internet changing so fast, it looks like bloody happy hour's finished already.
Really? Aww.
Yeah, and I just cracked a fresh can of worms. Anyway, this has been Tavern at the End of the Internet. We'd love to catch you guys back here next week, and be sure to follow us or subscribe wherever you get your podcast. And if you're on iTunes or Stitcher, we'd really appreciate it if you could leave a review. Reese, where can we find you?
You can find me on YouTube and Twitter under Netwinder, spelled Netwinder, or on Instagram at RealNetwinder. And James, where can we find you?
You can find me on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, all the good stuff at A Nurchin. Yeah, no, you're everywhere. A Nurchin, A_NURCHIN. And yeah, we're going to catch you guys next here for more conspiracy theories. Bring your tinfoil hats along. Maybe put a feather in it. Make it look nice, you know.
Yeah, you got to be classy. But it's probably a lightning rod then, and then the government will infect you further.
Oh, wouldn't that be an ultimate theory? That the tinfoil hats actually amplify their ability to read your mind? Anyway, that's a theory for next week. Goodbye.
See ya.